How to find hot mud flows by satellite. Now this is Google Maps. Now there's a button inside there, satellite image. Click on that. Alright, and you can see the current land. Now this is Sydney, Australian ridgeline. You can see the mud flows. Now the mud flows from the comet impact starts way down. So you can literally see it starts all the way down to here. And you can see it starts here. So the actual flow ridge line goes, and you can see the big blobs of mud that's set. And now it's all running back down. So the west side it runs down that way, and from the east ridge it runs this way. So you can actually see, and I'm around here, I'm in this big blobber out. So there's massive amounts of heavy minerals trapped in the rock here. I mean, like big, this is like 3 flows. You got a flow that comes down here, you got another one that comes over here, and you also got the volcano here. So this is actually extremely rare geology. This is one of a kind. There is no other place on the planet with this geology, because this is literally from the impacts. So you can literally see there's one impact there, and then there's the second impact here. So when you actually can zoom in, you can actually see it's coming this way on an angle and hit there. You can see the blast marks is coming out this way, but up here is where uranium is. So this impact caused uranium. So whatever was in the ground here that's been hit really, really hard has formed uranium. So this circle here is called the sickness land. Everyone gets sick here. It's because there's so much depleted uranium that's radioactive in that area. Right there. They dropped nukes on those areas to change the dates too. So when they did the nuclear tests, they did the nuclear tests all around here, and that way it added millions of years to the actual impact dates. And these only happened about 400 or 500 years ago, around about. So I'm not too sure, because they may have changed the calendar too. They could have added or taken hundreds of years off. So for all we know, it might not even be 2022. It could be like 3022. We wouldn't know, because they've changed. They change shit all the time. They change names, they change dates. They should just leave shit the fuck alone and just alter the original meanings. But no, the fuckwits in power like to fuck with their slaves and make sure they're all dumb. Right, now this here is pretty easy. You can see the impact there. Like, if you can't see that impact, there's something wrong. Alright, now all this is all defined mineral. You can see the flow. The whole east coast is the back blast of this impact. So the whole of the Australian continent is an impact crater. And that's a fact. And it originally came from down here. So it would have been connected. You can see the slide line from this mark here. So you can see, when you actually zoom right out, you can actually see the big circular formation. Here, this is where the original hit was. The original hit was here. So Australia would have been connected into here. So it was part of Antarctica. And it's been pushed, the first hit. So, and there was another big landmass that came up here too. That's in the old maps as well. Part of Borneo. The Borneo was pushed up and most of the landmass sunk. You can see the slide mark. First hit, and stopped here. Now New Zealand and Australia were still connected at that time. You can see that. You can see how it's there. Get out. So you can see the shape here was here. So originally it started here. The second impact hit, New Zealand got separated then. So New Zealand went up that way and Australia got pushed up further. That's when Tassie broke off. Because Tassie would have been still, but the force would have dragged it and it's broken off. Now it's crushed Indonesian Peninsula. So Indonesian Peninsula in the old maps used to come down to here. Australia was down here. So there was like a loop of islands and shit that used to run all the way down. India was a lot bigger. India used to come down to here. So that was all fucking wiped out. That was all land there. They got wiped out. Sunk under the waves. All this here's land. They got wiped out. Sunk under the waves. You know, all these lighter coloured is all compressed sunken land. You know, so you actually have a look at the maps and you'll see the older maps. You see there was land mass up here. This one here got them. So there was an impact up north as well. But the three impacts that occurred created the Himalayan mountains instantly. This is all gold and fine minerals. And iron and heavy stuff that was pushed up from these impacts. So this whole area is the megalode of the whole world. We have a lot of iron in Australia, a little tiny bit of gold along the edge, but 90% of the gold, you can see the colour of it, gold and iron. What's the colour of the rock the mines go for? Come on, pay attention, people. Why are they fighting over this area for? For fucking thousands of years. Now it's even richer because you can actually see the minerals there now. So the latest gold deposit is this lake in China. You can actually see there, this is all bright gold. Gold, bit of iron through here. This is all compression from the impact. So all this land got pushed up instantly. That's why there's buildings up in the Himalayas that humans can't live. How the fuck did they build up here? Well, we de-evolved or something? No, it would have been built lower and it's been forced up. It's not hard to work out. You can see how much the ocean dumped sand. The tsunami was massive. It would have wall of water and it's dumped. And you literally can see the flow across the Sahara Desert of how the water flowed. So the water come up here, it probably pushed up here, then flowed over, come over here. So that's another flow there. You know, that's why they got fucking melted rock everywhere over in North Africa. It's all melted rock, all the sand's turned to glass, because that's the fucking way the blast of the impacts were heading. So it literally would have fucking cooked, rock cooked sand. The initial blast force would have fucking been thousands and thousands of degrees Celsius. Would have cooked a lot of shit. So, you know, you see these ruins and shit where people just set in their daily lives. And that's because it was instant. They instantly got cooked and set into stone instantly. Yeah. Atlas Mountain up here, runs along here, was pushed over. This will run a bit further down. It's moved. All through here, and this is where Atlantis was. This is all civilization that was buried by the sands. Ocean sands. It was buried by the ocean. So northern Africa, with all the pyramids and everything, pretty well the whole north coast was all cities and buildings, and it was all green and lush, tropical. And then the great flood happened and pushed a wall of water over everything, decimated all these regions, all these. And then you had this one up here too, which caused a back push. So we had a back push to come down this way. You can can see the shockwave from that one. So that's another impact that destabilised land. See, they say Newfoundland. It wasn't Newfound, it was newly formed. They make out absolute bullshit. So, but that one there was almost a direct hit. It wasn't a shallow one like the Australian ones, but it did send a wall of water and decimated Greenland and Iceland and all these. You can see which way the water flow come down here. You can see how it's like washed away the island. You can see this is how stuff forms with water flow. So you can see it's massive water flow. So there was land all through here that sunk. You know, there was a massive island that come up here. There was big islands up in here that all sunk. You know, all this changed, all this got pushed over. This was further up. This is all further up and it got pushed down, all the land sunk. You need to see that on the old maps. So not only did you have the two in Australia pushing up this way, you also had this one going over the northern hemisphere, hitting the other side of the earth. And this only happened 1680, just after the 1680 Great Comet Pass. Like, they don't teach this stuff. This is easy to work out if you have access to the old maps and stuff. And even there's even old books where they were sailing in the Pacific Ocean after the fact, and it's like the maps weren't accurate anymore. They were out like 15 degrees, 20. I think it said 26 degrees in some areas. Like the coordinates were out by that much. That's how much the land moved in those instances. You know, this wasn't thousands of years ago. This only happened recently. All the religions, this proves all the religions absolute bullshit. All the religions, all the leaders of the religions back then used these incidences, these celestial interactions, and it was big, they weren't small, to create religion now. And that's how now it's all altered. That's how they changed everything. Nothing's the same anymore. All the books have changed. Come on, wake up to yourselves. You're praying to fucking bad gods and bad deities and shit because that's who's infiltrated your religions. They've infiltrated everything. Infiltrated government, infiltrated science, infiltrated everyone. And you're all too fucking brain dead to work it out. So the Pacific Ocean, the Ring of Fire is an impact crater too. That's the initial impact. People don't get it. You cunts are fucked. If you cunts don't work this shit out soon, the universe, in its great wisdom, will smack the fuck out of you again because you're viral creatures still. You're not waking up. You're not snapping out of this dumb slave bullshit you're all stuck in. You can't figure shit out. You can't figure out your own planet out. You're living on the fucking planet and you're fucking spreading and perpetuating lies to each other without studying what's under your feet. That makes no sense to me. That makes you fucking useless creatures. You were sent here for a reason, to study this place, to work out how shit really works. And all you were all doing is perpetuating lies and bullshitting to each other. And it makes no fucking sense to me. It just shows me how primitive you guys are. It shows me. It shows God. Do you know why I came here? To teach you motherfuckers this shit. 42 years of being ignored, being called crazy. Because no cunt, not one single person I've talked to would spend the time and listen, actually understand what I see. You're all blind motherfuckers, dumb cunts. You can't even see what they hide. It's in front of your fucking faces, you stupid fucks. Like, seriously, you can't see that? You can't see the impacts on Australia either? Like, seriously, you can't see that? Are you fuckers blind and dumb or what? You know, whole sections of history has been changed. Winners are the most evilest fucks of every war because they're the most violent and vicious. They make the other side surrender. How do you think you do that? Haven't you read the fucking Art of War book? I think every cunt should fucking read it and work it out. Don't take it to heart because it's bad behaviour. That's primitive behaviour. That shows you what humans are capable of, not what they should be doing. There's so much shit on this planet you guys could be benefiting from, but you're too ignorant to. You're too primitive. And it's fucking sad to watch. It's very sad to watch. This is like, I've been here many times. I don't remember them all. I remember some of them. This is like the worst fucking experience I've ever had since I've come here. You know, this is fucking easy shit. You use your own fucking eyes to see it, for fuck's sake. It's not fucking hard. Look at the fucking impact, you dumb cunt. Just look at it. Same as that one. It's not fucking hard to work out. Unless you're a dumb cunt. 90% of the world are fucking dumb. It's like, wow. So I'm finding like fucking a couple kilos of ore a day. You know, it's scattered all along the East Coast. You just see it all. There's fucking boulders everywhere. You look at it, see it's sparkly fucking, like set gravel together. It's like gravel that's been set together. Almost the whole length of the East Coast. And you can see it's a curl. That's a shockwave curl. So that there is pushed out this way. So it's fucking, this is bulged out this way. But there's a fucking, supposedly a super volcano all along the Victoria coast is all volcanoes too, where they're separated. It's stretched the crust, and now they're recent. They're only within the last 400 or 500 years. These ones. This is from separation. Same as all the active volcanoes still going. They're all active because it's just recently been moved, and they're settling into place again. Settling back into place. That's why there's mass under the crust moving. It's all settling.